Hi guys, my name is Natasha and this is my channel about the Russian language and Russia. Today I will tell you about what is happening in Khabarovsk. Khabarovsk is a city in the very east of Russia. It's located to the north of the Vladivostok. Why tens of thousands of people came to the streets to protest in support of their governor? Behind me you can see the approaching procession of people who came around all the city and came back here to the square. Today here is approximately 15,000 of people. So now we're heading toward the procession. People are shouting the freedom for Furgal. The people are crossing the square and are going to the porch of this building. And now we came to the head of this procession, to the entrance of the building. Here in this protest in Khabarovsk, the reason is quite clear, because the governor of the Khabarovski kray was arrested and sent to Moscow to be judged there in the court. He's accused of 15 years old crime. But you have to understand that in Russia, every political figure had something bad in their biography 20 years ago. If they arrest people, they have to arrest everybody. They have to arrest all the friends of Putin. They have to arrest Putin himself. One more reason why the arrest of Furgal is outraging, because he indeed was a very good governor. He is not from the Putin's party called United Russia, Единая Россия. He's from the Liberal Democratic Party, but don't think that it's a Liberal Democratic Party. It's just another pro-Putin's party. It's not a real opposition, but anyway, it's not the United Russia. So people in the 2018 they voted for Furgal because it was the only hope to get rid of the United Russia party in the Khabarovsky territory. It was a real phenomenon because in Russia it is really hard to get your voice counted. After he was elected, he corrected all the mistakes that has left after himself the previous governor, Sport, from the United Russia, and Sport was like everybody hated him. Here's some poster just on this square and it shows people of this city. It says, "What we demand: the court in Khabarovsk, the open court." And the thing is that they took Furgal to Moscow, which is unreasonable. If he should be judged here, not in Moscow, where they can do whatever they want with him. So you can see that people, they don't know for sure whether he is a criminal or not, but it's just the paradoxical thing, because even if they are not sure, they still want to support him, to stand for him, because he was a good governor who indeed did something for this region. He firstly shortened their salary for all the officials, because Russian officials, it's even uncomparable. They paid like 3 or 5 times more than usual people, than teachers, doctors, and so on. And Furgal shortened his salary and salary of some other officials. He also sold the yacht that was bought by the previous governor of the yacht, that was just spending our people's money every year. And once he learned that children in the Khabarovsky kray schools are fed in the schools differently. So children from the rich families are fed normally, and children from low income families, every day they're in schools, they receive just the tea and the bun, while in all Russian schools children are supposed to have free and nutritious food. He also worked in the social field, and in the Khabarovsky kray there are many villages on the north of the territory. It is really far, it's really expensive to fly from there to Khabarovsk, and he made these tickets cheaper for the people. There is no region in Russia where people will be ready to go out to the streets in support of their governor, except of the Khabarovsky kray. People are giving out the water for free. To understand this situation, you have to understand the context of Russia and of political system in Russia. Because in general, to be an oppositioner in Russia means to be ready to go to jail, It's not easy to protest in Moscow. You will just be put to the paddy wagon and you have to sit in jail for 15 days. But if you are too loud, they can put you to the jail for a longer time. But surprisingly, in Khabarovsk, it's been for 14 days, but nobody is arrested because police is just standing, guarding the people, and doesn't do anything bad to people, which Russian police usually does. And more precisely, we have to understand the context of the Far East, because this is the land that is really far. It's geographically isolated from the center of Russia is Moscow. Technically, Russia is the federation, like the United States, so every Russian region is supposed to be independent and to have their own rule, money and economy and so on. But in fact, we're the colony of Moscow, because Moscow is the cultural, economical, political center of Russia, and all the decisions come from Moscow to the edges of Russia. And as I was saying in my video about Vladivostok, they're just looting our region, and all the factories that we have here that were prosperous in the Soviet Union, today these factories are either sold to China or all in the hands of the Moscow businessmen. Because here in the Far East we have a lot of land and we have fuels, we have forests, gas, oil, gold. All the rubles go to Moscow and a couple of kopecks are returning back. That's why this region is dying out. And this poster says, "This is humiliating." Because Moscow just ignoring us. They don't want to hear us. People have been protesting for like 2 weeks now. They don't even show it on the federal TV channels. You see how many people. Можно спросить, что значит веник?
Стримы посмотрите нашего нового в Рио и все поймете, при чем тут веник.
Все поняла. Баньку. And this is Mikhail Dictyarev.
Масло есть эвкалиптовое у кого-нибудь, а то Мишка не выходит.
A new governor who was appointed by Putin, and people don't love him for his love to go to the sauna with Zhirinovsky, the leader of the LDP party, and so this installation is about this. And the conclusion of all these protests is really frustrating, and I don't have any hope. Even though Khabarovsk and other cities of the region have been protesting for 2 weeks, the Moscow government, they will either let us calm down or they will send the National Guard and to beat people up, as they already do in Moscow. This will not lead to anything, because all the business, all the economy connections, they're tied so tough so that we cannot influence anything. Some people say that, yeah, you have to go for a general strike, but it's not gonna work because Russian people, they cannot protest. They're so scared to lose the thing that they have already. When you have a really small salary, when you have children you have to feed, when you have parents you have to help, you cannot think about going to jail. And they will put you to jail if you are too loud. Even though we are not shown on Russian TV, these protests will be in the new history of Russia. As I said, I don't believe for any change, but this is at least something. I'm not even speaking about creating something like a Republic of the Far East, because it's not possible. Moscow will not let us go. And my prediction for the future of Furgal and the Khabarovski kray is that they will not free the Furgal. Maybe they will leave the Dictyarev on the chair of the governor, or maybe they will just wait for people to calm down and do nothing as usual. So I'm pretty pessimistic. So that's it. I hope that now the situation with Khabarovsk is a little more clear for you. Tap your likes, write your comments about all this situation, and subscribe to my channel. I really hope that you will support my videos, because soon I want to get the YouTube monetization that will help me to earn some money from my videos, which I really need. And I want to get 1,000 subscribers, and I hope that with your help we'll be able to do this. And I'm going to spend a couple of more days in this city, and I want to make a video vlog about Khabarovsk as I did about Vladivostok, so this will be the next video topic. You can write in comments the topics that you want to hear about. You can also check out my other videos about Russia and about Russian language. Oh no, it's actually here or here. I don't remember. See you in the next video.